Greetings, followers. This is John Demokis. I'm going to talk to you about what has been a breakthrough in my aquascaping. Are you tired of the sloppiness and imprecision of gluing Anubias and Java Fern to stones in driftwood? Are you concerned about the contamination of your aquarium putting a foreign glue that has a solvent into your aquarium? Are you concerned about the plants eventually breaking free from the super glue and having to start all over again? Having used super glue, I found all of these to be major issues, and I've also read about many folks on YouTube and Facebook who have similar problems. So join me in a foolproof, permanent, and healthy approach for your plants to add them to rocks and driftwood to your aquarium. What I did was I used my drill press with a carbide tip to find a location in this rock where I could drill a hole and attach the Anubias. You can see here I'm drilling through, pressing down and drilling through to the rock, and I'm doing it rather slowly. In this video, I've drilled in 3 stones that I'm going to attach Anubias to. Next up, I'm going over to what I call my Anubias farm, and I'm going to essentially dig up 3 plants that I've selected to go from immersed to immersed underwater living conditions. Here I've taken 3 of the immersed plants and dug them up with a fork to retain all of the roots and put them in a plastic container, which I'm going to use to wash the water off the roots. The 3 plants are just about ready now to attach to stones, and you can see in this method using Miracle Grow soil in a immersed Anubias farm, how robust and lush the root growth is for these plants. And these have grown for 3 months from essentially little stubs of Anubias plants. So again, I'm just rinsing them, and here's the stones again that I am going to attach the plants to. You can see the holes in the stones, and the only other thing that's required are whatever color zip ties you prefer. I'm going to use green. The last step is fairly simple. I'm going to take one of the smaller rocks and Anubias specimens, insert through the bottom the zip tie, place the Anubias over the hole that was drilled into the stone, and I'm sure most of us have used zip ties before. We use it, just tighten it up and position the Anubias as you would like it to appear attached to the rock. Again, tighten it to lock it down, and then we've got to play with it a little bit to get it just right. And then the last step is to get some clippers and to clip off the piece of extra zip tie. Now here's the 200-gallon planted aquarium where I'm going to place the 3 Anubias that we had just attached to rocks. And this particular aquarium has been running with CO2 and plants since August, so it's been about 6 months. The only detail I had left was, I grow beautiful swords and crypts in baskets, and you could still see the baskets from the front. So the intention is to use the newly zip-tied to stone Anubias to hide the pots and finish the landscape. I kept the Anubias roots moist by having it sit in a little container with water while they await movement to the 200-gallon. Okay, here's the finished Aquascape. I've added the 3 Anubias. I've placed them strategically so they camouflage the few remaining plastic pots where I grow my Amazons and crypts. You can see I have the roots of this Anubias spread over the substrate, where I suspect in the next weeks the roots will dive into that substrate for additional nourishment. There's the second Anubias on a stone, again in front of a crypt. And here's the last one that is being used to camouflage my final plant. Hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to your comments, suggestions, and questions. Thank you.